Yeah, obvious, we got a problem here. And it's more than just Alvin streaming Punisher. When life begins to suck, who's reporting it? Luckily, you got two friends who you won't forget. Coming live for Alvin and Friend on Survival. Laughing non-stop, case drops on a cycle. Louder than intrusive thoughts off an iPhone. How they make the world seem bright with the lights off. AFs, it might as well stay up. Lies being told like that dinosaur BS. Magnifying glass to the ground if they don't see us. Having the time, roasting your favorite pizza. Bougie ain't an option, it's the wage. Take it to the grave, add moving to the place. You already know when they take the case. Laugh the pain away, it's affirmative murder.
Mini-sodes? Hello and welcome to another Affirmative Murder mini-sode. I'm Alvin Williams, joined with my partner in true crime, Francel Evans, to deliver you guys some tales from your neck of the woods. Fran, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. We got some good this week.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't want to say yes because I don't know that confidently, but we'll find out. Hey, let's get started and let's see, Fran.
I want to hear good tales.
I would love to hear some good tales, Fran, as well. Again, affirmativemurder@gmail.com before we get started. Affirmativemurder@gmail.com. Tales from the hood. Get them in. Let us know whatever you got going on. But, use your discretion. If you think this is just like, this is something I called my mom to tell her real quick. It took 2 minutes. Just something funny that happened. My neighbor left his mailbox open.
Yeah.
We don't need that. Something that abnormal, unique, something that just never has happened to you in your life since or before the day that this happened. That's what we're looking for. Just kind of, I was at the grocery store and a guy, we were in the same aisle and he remembered me from high school. And one time we dated. This isn't the forum for that. But anyway, we got an email from somebody who is a listener, anonymous. So I almost slipped up there. So this person would like to remain anonymous. Thank you very much, and for this the email. And so this somebody's going to remain anonymous. The email starts off with, "Howdy, Alvin and Fran. Please keep me anonymous. I do not disclose any identifying patient information, but just to be safe, please withhold my name." And you know something?
We supposed to read that?
Yeah, just to let them know. I mean, I want people to know the ways to do it the best.
Okay, gotcha.
Like because it's going to be medically related, I assume. If you don't want me to say your name, just start it off with that. So I know I read that. I'm going to read the whole thing. So everybody knows we're not supposed to say any names and just keep everybody honest. So thank you very much to this person getting it right out of the gate, not 2 sentences in where, I get into a groove and I realize I made a mistake. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. Longest time listener, first time caller. Classic. Was just listening to Tales from the Hood 22, and when you mentioned wanting stories about medical shit shows, I knew I finally would be able to contribute a tale or two. I'm a labor and delivery RN at a medium-sized hospital in East Los Angeles. I know most people think that labor and delivery is all snuggling babies and screaming patients, and while that is partially true, what's also true is that anyone with a uterus can grow another person inside of it, regardless of if they have their life together, in quotes, or extremely not. That isn't to say that there is one set of circumstances or stage of life that makes someone guaranteed to be a good parent. These are all good points that this person is making, because there isn't. I share these stories knowing personally and professionally that becoming a parent can be a transformative experience for some folks, and that it can give you the will to move mountains to make a good life for your kiddo, no matter what your background might be. So that's a good point that they make, but this person's just saying, I've seen some people that I go, oh, you're having a baby right now and you shouldn't be having a baby, maybe ever. And so I think that person just wanted to tell both sides of the coin. And I think that that's great and well balanced. So kudos to you. Anywho, here's some wild shit that made me grateful that I had a mask on that hid my expression. Once during a cesarean section, after the baby was born, the doctor paused and asked the patient, "Have you ever had any surgical implants or piercings in your abdomen?" The patient replied, "No, but she was once shot by her partner and probably still had the buckshot in her." Mystery solved. There was, in fact, shotgun pellets in the outer layers of her abdominal tissue.
What?
Woo, that is intense. Oh, and is that the father of the kid? Oh, that is intense. Okay. Next story. Hey, random person, off to a great start. This is the type of, yes, give us insight into your world. I'm loving this. Medical stories. Next story. We've had to call security more than once on combative patients. Yes, I've been attacked by someone in labor. Apparently, contractions don't keep everyone from throwing hands. We try to de-escalate whenever possible, but there's a lot of workplace violence for medical professionals, and being assaulted is a hard no. We've also had to have visitors/baby daddies escorted out after causing drama or threatening staff. One time, after a patient's partner had to be removed for bad behavior, after my shift, I found that I couldn't leave the hospital as he was in a standoff with the cops just outside the unit's entrance.
Like a gun?
I hope not. I hope maybe just like he was getting arrested and didn't want to be. I hope it wasn't like a real like John Q situation. The whole hospital's under new management.
Yeah. Just shut it all down.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
Hold everybody hostage.
Also, shout out to Denzel Washington. John Q.
Great
Supremely underrated movie.
One of my favorite movies.
It's supremely underrated too. More than one patient rolled in either having just delivered or about to deliver, swearing that they had no clue that they had even been pregnant. There used to be a TV show about it too, which I struggled to believe was true until I saw it firsthand. Imagine going into labor and you're just like, what? I think I have my appendix bursted.
Yeah, we knew somebody that had that situation.
Who knew?
We both knew.
I knew this person?
Yes. I'm not gonna tell you now.
Okay, don't tell me now. Tell me later.
Yeah.
They had a baby?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm excited to hear about that. Let's wrap this up. Before COVID times, when patients could have more than one visitor, I've had a few occasions where, as professionally as possible, I asked for clarification of the relationships of the folks in the room, aka this is my boyfriend, this is my husband, and this is my baby's dad. No judgment, really. I just wanted to know who was going to cut the umbilical cord and such. I'll leave the gross stuff for another email. Please send in another email full of gross stuff. And only by request. Wait, that officially, Fran, agree? You would like to hear some of the crazier stuff as well? Yeah, please. Thank you, random person who will not be named. Please, we are requesting that. One PSA, though. It's actually not super common for a person to poop when they're pushing. It feels the same, though, which can make people panic. In fact, it's the baby that is putting pressure on all your nether regions as it's working its way to the exit. Some poop does happen, but like I tell my patients, birth is messy and beautiful, just like life. Plus, even if they do poop, we don't say anything. Sorry for the long read. Remember, folks, if you're not ready for the responsibility of a tiny human, take preventative measures backed by science. And lastly, for heaven's sake, please get vaccinated. COVID is real and nurses are tired. Sincerely, your unassuming true crime obsessed nurse friend. Fantastic email.
Yes.
Fantastic stories, fantastic detail, interesting. That is a crash course 101 on how you send an email into us about your job.
I have a question.
Yes.
Has for the writer that has there been a situation where the dad, the biological father, and a stepfather got into some type of altercation, fight, scuffle about who cuts the umbilical cord?
I don't really understand what you're saying. How could there be a stepfather and the father in the delivery room of a baby?
Because it could be like
they broke up while they were pregnant,
right?
And then met a new guy.
A guy came in and was like, I'm having a baby. I'm cool with that.
Kind
of try to take that.
That's dramatic.
Take that. Maybe this is not realistic.
I think that's overstepping.
But I mean, like, has there, or not even just that? Has there been a fight about who cuts the umbilical cord anyway? Just like
the mother and the father, yes. the mother, like the grandmother and the father.
Yes,
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's also overstepping. I think anybody who's trying to cut the umbilical cord who didn't have a hand in making the kid is overstepping. So whoever is involved in that fight is in the wrong. Yeah. That's crazy. No, you shouldn't be like, I really want to get involved and cut the umbilical. That's not your
because it's a special moment.
Special moment, man.
I've done it twice.
Yeah, and even if the mom and the dad are not on good terms, it's still that's not for you. Yeah. That's not for you to step in and do. That's crazy. But if there are stories like that, would love to hear them. Please follow up with another email.
Affirmative Murder is brought to you by ZocDoc. You're extremely unlikely to find quality medical advice in your group chat or any random TikTok rabbit hole you happen to stumble down. But you can find it from a doctor on ZocDoc. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. That's right, folks, you heard me. No more Dr. Roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you to your favorite doctor you haven't met yet. Just go to ZocDoc.com/AMP and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc, ZocDoc.com/AMP. Put that all together, that's ZocDoc.com/AMP.
All right, Fran, we're going to follow that last email up with an audio submission from one. Doesn't say, I can't say their name, but I'm going to wait till the audio plays. But the email says, "Hi, Alvin and Fran. I have an audio submission for y'all. It's a TLDR. What's that stand for?
True life. I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
TLD. I need some context. Is
it's a
else?
TLDR of the time my ex dragged his girlfriend to find me in another state. I'm assuming the T means for tails, but no, I don't know. Well, you got us with that one. We're going to go with just a tail. I don't know what that means. It's a TLDR. I guess it could be tail. And they just went crazy. Let's see. I don't know. They went crazy after T, but maybe TL. If anybody is listening that knows what TLDR means, email us in. It's a TLDR of the time my ex dragged his girlfriend to find me in another state. I was a 23-year-old fool, but I eventually learned my lesson with this guy. Thanks for the great stories you guys tell, and I wish you much more success. Best, Carla.
Hi, Alvin and Fran. I want to say that I love your show and I love everything that you do to keep important conversations going. And my name is Carla, and I have a horror story about my stalker ex. It starts with a 6-year on and off again relationship. At this point, we were off because he had a girlfriend, and it just so happened that my birthday was coming up, and I made the huge mistake of telling him about my plans, which he promptly invited himself to, and I was just I was taken off guard, and I made a mental note to tell him, "You're not invited." And then, of course, he went and told his girlfriend about it, who was 18 at the time when we were 23. And I was definitely trying to do adult things. And so I was very furious at that point because I didn't really know his girlfriend very well, although he wanted us to be friends. And
she says in the thing that she learned a lot, but Carla, this dude is a dirt bag. He wants you to be friends with his new girlfriend. She's 18, you're 23. You've been on and off 6 years, so he started dating you when y'all were like 18, 17. Now he's gone with this younger girl, but he's trying to keep all his options open and wants y'all to know each other while he's also trying to two-time you both at the same time. So this is an interesting character. Just wanted to make notes of it. I'm not judging you. Obviously, you were young, but guy's moving.
I tried to look up TLDR. It says too long didn't read. That's what I found. I don't know how that...
Is she insulting herself, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. Carla, hey, have some steam in your story, because so far I'm in.
Yeah.
I love a titillating triangle, crazy X. I love this. So I don't think this is too long didn't read. Maybe that's when you say, like, it's too long didn't read, so I'm not going to write it. I'm going to send you an audio in. Maybe that's something people do.
Okay.
Was like too long for it to read, I sent you an audio in.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think we cracked that one. Maybe Carla, I don't know. Back to it.
he proceeded to invite another friend of his named Fat Man, who he swore I knew, but
Fat Man Scoop?
met literally in a group of other people whose faces I do not know. He told his girlfriend that I knew him, which I did not. And I tried to tell him, don't come. And every time that I told him, he would give me pushback and say, no, I want to come, and like, this is for me. And at one point he tried to have his friend stay with me and my friends because he wanted to have alone time with his girlfriend or whatever. And I told him, no, like, that's just not going to happen. My friends aren't comfortable with that. And then he turned it into a whole, I guess, accusing us of being sexist or like, what's that word? I just don't know where he was going. He said that, was it because he had a penis? And it was like, yes, because you know him, but I barely know him. I don't know him.
So you won't let my stranger friend stay with you and all your vulnerable girlfriends. Why? Because he has a penis and could be a threat to you guys? You guys are sexist. Yeah. This guy
is fat man. Is he fat? Is he really fat?
I hope so.
Was that like ironic or something?
Yeah, it's like being called slim, but you're fat, or like being called like shorty, but you're 6'3".
Yeah,
maybe he's fat man, but he's like emaciated. He's really skinny.
So we can't trust him because you trust him. It's just not equivalent. Therefore, we actually ended up having a face-to-face conversation in a very loud bar, which he used to his advantage to yell at me, essentially saying that this was for him and he needed a vacation and it didn't matter how much money he was spending. He was doing it for himself and he didn't care how long he had to drive because at the time he was a courier and he had to drive all day in a truck, and then he was planning on driving 3 hours to go meet me. And I just insisted on him not coming, and he insisted that it was about him, and therefore I gave up. And he allegedly thought that me giving up on telling him not to come was me being disappointed that he, for whatever reason, he thought that I wanted him to fight harder, which I did not. I just wanted him to not involve himself in my situation and in my activity. And eventually, the day that I left, he called me incessantly all day long. He was calling me every couple of minutes. At least he called me a dozen times.
That's terrible.
And unfortunately, he did know about one of the plans that I had because I told him that I would be going to the aquarium, which he made fun of me for because he said, why would I go to another state to go to an aquarium when we had an aquarium near us? And that was none of his business.
More importantly, friend, I'm sorry to keep interrupting your audio submission, but this is just driving me crazy because this dude has the gall to interrupt your birthday party. You just are at a club you want to shake some ass for your birthday. And he's just being like, it's about me. I'm on vacation. I had a long week at work. Like, why are you talking about these things on my birthday? Why am I being an ear for you and you're yelling at me? And then she wants to go to the aquarium and you're being rude about her wanting to get some culture. Maybe they have fish at that aquarium that aren't at her local aquarium, dumbass.
Yeah. What's it to him? So it happens that we went to the aquarium and he showed up. So we went through the whole aquarium and I was petrified the whole time thinking he's definitely going to show up. He's definitely going to show up. I know he's going to show up. He's been calling me all day. So when we go through the whole place and then we're about to leave, I feel a hand grab my arm and I'm like, oh shit. So at that point, he's like, Carla, what is happening? And I was frozen in the spot. My friends are yelling at him, telling him I don't want to speak to him, to leave me alone. So we're in the entrance and then we go outside, like we're having a whole spiel. Like he's trying to get me to speak. I can't speak at all because I'm just shook. I guess he told his girlfriend and Fat Man to stay behind because I guess his girlfriend wanted to fight us because she was upset with me, even though he was the one that dragged her around the city.
Right.
And Lord knows how long they were sitting there outside of the aquarium waiting for me. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. He never actually told.
So how did he know the time you was going to be? I'm guessing you told him.
She told him. Yeah,
okay,
I guess so. Yeah, like
right.
We're going to the aquarium tomorrow, like 2:30.
Okay,
he made a mental note, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna tell my girlfriend, like, she's so obsessed with me.
That's some creepy shit.
He probably was like, she's so obsessed with me. She wants me to go to the aquarium with her tomorrow too, and that's why they all went together. What he's telling her is probably crazy.
Narcissistic.
She's begging me to come to the club, babe. Just come to the club with me, like. You know, I just got to pop in and say happy birthday to her. She won't stop leaving me alone.
Which is weird, though.
Yeah, like, why are you doing this, man? And why'd you bring her? Why'd you drag your girlfriend there? What is this?
Why is she okay with this?
And why is Fat Man? Well, I know why Fat Man's there. He probably was like, bro, she's got friends, man. We're going to have a good time. Like, everything's going to be fun. We go to the club. We go to the aquarium. Fat Man's like, I'm in.
Fat Man is just down.
I'm in.
Yeah.
He's like, and I'm going to get her to, he lied. He's like, oh, I'm going to get her to let you stay with her, with all her friends. You can be right in the mix. He's like, oh, awesome. I'll come right now. Lied to him right to his face.
Stupid.
He just needed somebody to split the gas trip. This long trip, he needed somebody to chip in on the gas, and you fell for it.
How long he was there, but my friends were actually very, very upset with me because he eventually let me go. But my friends wanted to talk about it, and they were furious, obviously, and they did mention that they were very close to ending our friendship then. And I wouldn't blame them because that was so dramatic and unnecessary. And I don't think I'll ever be able to leave it down. And of course, I actually continued to speak to him after that, and he broke up with his girlfriend, and we
Don't say it.
Mistakes together again. And
okay, no judgment. No
was something that I had to learn the very, very hard way. That was my story about the time I got stalked at the aquarium.
Carla, I want to first of all thank you for being so vulnerable with us. That was a great story. I apologize for our reaction there at the end. We didn't mean to judge you. It just was you never want to hear that after hearing all that crazy stuff. It's like, and then I went back one more time, but you're young and in love, and sometimes people think the drama is part of the love. Like, he drove there and he broke up with her for me. That's not what happened.
Yeah.
She broke up with him because he's a loser. And then he told you probably that I just broke up with her because I love you and I wanted to
use you as a rebound.
Exactly. And he tricked you. And, and that's what he did because he's a trickster. And a lot of things that he did are just weird. Like, I don't know why he drove his girlfriend there. And was he trying to make her jealous and you jealous? It sounded like he was trying to do he was trying to do two tests at the same time with both the right hand and the left hand, and did them both terribly. So I'm going to make her jealous and want to be my girlfriend again. And then I'm going to make my girlfriend jealous about girls that I've dated before. And then she's going to love me more too. And then I'm going to leave your party to go be with my girlfriend and then tell her how crazy you are. It just is a whole thing. Yeah. And Carla, there's no judgment at all. And I think that you're awesome. And thank you again. It's just again, this is like a small story from her life that, shows how dangerous it can be for women in the world. One person can just choose to not say no when you guys break up or when anything happens. Like, they can just choose to go, I'm not going to respect your boundaries. And I'm going to intrude myself into your life. Yeah. People can just decide to do that, especially when they don't respect you as a threat. They think they can out-muscle you. They think they can intimidate you. And this is an example of that. And this didn't have a scary tone to it, thankfully. But I'm sure at the time it was probably a little bit scary, especially for her friends who don't know what's going on. This guy's showing up places and driving to the other states. And, so this is a light example of just things that women have to deal with in general.
I do have a question, though. Your friends, now, did they know you guys
made some mistakes together again after this?
Yes. Because you said
maybe that was part of the reason that they almost weren't her friends anymore. It's like, we already had to deal with this craziness and we supported you, but now you're dating him again?
Yeah.
That's probably, when they see that phone light up and they see that name, they go, really? Yep. He stalked you at an aquarium and he grabbed you up in front of the sea turtle exhibit.
On your birthday.
On your birthday. He did all this on your birthday weekend. Yeah, it'd be hard for me to support you as a friend in that moment, but it sounds like they did make it through that as friends. And we all make dumb mistakes and date people we shouldn't date, and that all happens. And we've learned. I've been there for Fran on many occasions. He just dated somebody that he shouldn't have been dating, and I had to be like, hey man, we bounce back. We fall down, but we get up. And then vice versa. Fran's been some people I dated where he was like, I don't know why you. Never mind.
Didn't see it.
Yeah. This has been another Tales from the Hood mini-sode. I've been Alvin Williams. That Affirmative Murder Gmail is affirmativemurder@gmail.com. Tales from the Hood. Fran Evans is on my right of me. We're always telling you guys whatever it is that you have in the tuck in your mind palace that you want to get out into the world, much like Carla. Fantastic audio submission once again to you. Affirmativemurder@gmail.com. Send it in. Get it into us. We'd love to read it. If you want to get it off your chest, I feel like that was probably therapeutic for Carla. I felt like I could hear the weight coming off her shoulders. Just share that and be like, I did something silly and told a guy that I was X, this, that, and the third. And we all make mistakes. And I feel like sometimes you unburden yourself and it makes you feel lighter. So affirmativemurder@gmail.com. If you have anything like that, please get it into us. Fran, let them know.
Always be on the lookout. And ladies, walk away from the stalking dirtbags.
Walk away from the stalking dirtbags. Sometimes they stalk so good that you can't, though. So we should we should say that. Sometimes it's not your fault. Do your best to get away.
Of course.
Do your best to get away from the stalker dirtbags. Also, see the signs. See the signs. I hope that none of that gets us canceled. See you guys next week. Hopefully we didn't get canceled. People like, how dare you victim blame? See you guys next time.